86% support. Whoa.
Yeah,
really? Because I talked to a lot of Republicans who think it's a terrible idea, while large majorities of Democrats, around 92%, and independents, about 64%, oppose it. 92%. Who are the 8% of Democrats that are like, let's fucking go? Oh.
Dude, CNN is running cover for Donald Trump during this time.
Come on. For real? Running cover, or is that making them look bad? So if that's the case, wouldn't that just make it look like these MAGA people are a fucking problem?
It's a way to describe it as anything other than what it is, which is the most unpopular war in American history going into it. And for good reason.
If you're living in Gaza and you're a child or you're a woman and you're not Hamas, okay? And the idea that you're responsible for October 7th, even if you're one of the people that cheered in the street, boy, don't you think you kind of have to cheer in the street if everybody else is cheering in the street? If you're fucking in terror for your life and you have to, like, keep your safety intact, like, you got to kind of go along with whatever everybody else is doing. I'm not saying that's good, but when you look at how that place is leveled, I mean, the most recent videos that I've seen were still like a few months old. So I don't know if it stopped. Did they stop bombing? I don't know what's going on.
No, they've slowed down a bit, but they haven't stopped.
Okay. There was nothing left, man. Yeah. And that represents people's homes. That represents schools. That represents hospitals. There's no way you can argue that that's not horrific.
Yeah, it's kind of indefensible, and so instead you pivot to arguing against this guy rather than against the issue.
320 is notorious for accidental discharges.
Right.
There is a video of the cop removing the gun, walking off.
Yes, I saw that.
And the gun goes off.
Is that his gun for sure?
Yeah,
because I thought that hadn't been determined whether or not. I heard people speculating about that.
I've watched the video multiple times, and I've watched other people's analysis of it. Obviously, I'm no expert, but I do know something about guns, and that gun in particular, it's been demonstrated online.
Yes,
well, I have picked a wrong fucking week for me vacation.
Oh, by the way, I was going to say that Douglas Murray's big knock on me when he wrote his op-ed in the New York Post was he goes, you know, Dave goes on Joe Rogan and he talks about foreign policy like he's an expert, but I bet he wouldn't go in there and talk MMA with him because then Joe would recognize he's not an expert. And I was like, we do that all the time.
We do that every
We do that all the time.
That's so stupid.
I was like, almost every time we hang out, we end up talking MMA. And like, it probably is fair that, yeah, there'll be moments where you'll correct me if I get something wrong.
So what?
But if I get it right, you don't go, you're not an expert.
Dumb. Imagine we don't talk about MMA because you're not an expert. That's
like,
so
I don't know.
Silly.
Well, I watch a lot of it. I have some thoughts.
Why is he so silly? I love Douglas. I really do. I've enjoyed talking to him. I think he's a brilliant man. But I was very disappointed with You've Never Been? I'm very disappointed with that sort of strategy that you shouldn't be talking about these things that are factual. But even more disappointed with that notion, the notion that like you would never talk about MMA with me. Like, you think we would? First of all, I don't think I argue about MMA with anybody. I don't think anybody. If someone has a point about MMA, I never argue.
Obviously, every time I do your show, a lot of people are going to watch it, but that was a particularly big one.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of almost like for the first 45 minutes of it, Well, also from my perspective, I was a little disappointed with it because I kind of thought, I was like, oh, this could be like a really cool thing. And it had been literally, which I don't think I'm saying anything that is like betraying confidence here, but the only thing that was ever said to me, I remember you called me and you were like, what do you think about doing this? And I think I said yes before you could finish answering the question. Yes, absolutely. Let's do that. And then you told me that he had said, hey, he really doesn't want this to devolve into like a food fight. He wants to make this like a good faith thing. And I was like, oh, awesome. And now I feel like he like Trump Witkoff negotiated me. Like he started he was because then he came in and the whole thing was about me. He didn't want to talk about the issues at all. He just wanted, and so in a weird way, I was like, well, this sucks because I thought we could have had a really cool thing. But then there was this other part of me that was like, I mean, he's really just handing this to me. You know what I mean? Like he kind of just like gave me the win in a thing that was a big show with like a lot of people I knew were going to watch it. I mean, obviously every time I do your show, a lot of people are going to watch it, but that was a particularly big one.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of almost like for the first 45 minutes of it, I was kind of sitting there like, oh, I can't believe he went this route.